Okay, I'd like to call to order the November 2nd Saugatuck Historic District Commission. Sarah, would you like to do the roll call?
Sure. Straker is gone. Leo,
Here.
Pinarza,
Here.
Donahue. Godfrey. Here. Lewis
Here.
and Patterson.
Here. Awesome. Ryan, do we have any agenda changes, additions, or deletions?
None, Mr. Vice Chair.
Awesome. Okay, so our next item is to approve the minutes from the meeting from October 5th. Has everybody had a chance to review them?
Yeah, I guess.
So do I have a motion?
Mr. Chair, motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting held on October the 5th, 2023.
Any discussion?
You have a second, Mr. Chair?
I'll second that.
All right, all in favor, say yes.
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 Opposed? Okay, moving on. Any public comments? This is for anything on the agenda today. Okay. Being none, we'll move on. Unfinished business. So the next item is 439 Butler, the retroactive approval of the window tint.
Yes, Mr. Chair, as you recall at your October 4th meeting, the Historic District Commission reviewed a mural, a painted sign and window tinting at 439 Butler Street. The Historic District Commission tabled the window tint request until provided with a sample. And so the property managers returned with a sample. A photo of it was in your meeting packet. Happy to provide the physical sample to you to review as well for your discussion. The property manager is here for any questions that you might have.
I went by there today. I didn't see any issues with it, to be honest with you.
Right.
Does anybody have any comments? Garn?
Nope, I don't.
Laura?
No, thank you.
Keith?
Nope. This
Yeah.
is applied to the exterior or interior?
Interior.
Interior. And normally that kind of window tinting, which is very common, doesn't show on the outside as reflective. Is it on this one? It seems like that it is. Is there another tinting on the windows themselves?
No,
No?
no, the windows are dual or thermal paint,
Okay.
and the interior is black ceiling and the darkest blue walls you can imagine, and there isn't very much light in there,
Yeah.
so you get a reflection.
Well, this doesn't affect anything.
No.
I have those on mine. too.
It's
Yeah.
not reflective or anything.
Yeah. Good, okay. Just was curious why there's a mirror effect in the pictures.
All the glass back there, you get the mirror effect from the sun. It's
Okay.
just a lot of.
Yeah, a lot of sun.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
No other questions from me?
All righty. Would anyone like to make a motion?
I'll go.
Edgar.
I move that the HDC retroactively approves the existing window tinting at Unit 6 at 439 Butler Street in accordance with the plans and details submitted within the application materials.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second?
Any discussion, further discussion? Okay, all in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Opposed? Motion passes. Okay, thank you.
All right.
Okay. New business. Ryan, you want to tell us about 149 Griffith?
Sure, Mr. Chair. As you recall, 149 Griffith has been before you a few times over the last year at various points. They're hard at work on their project, and It had a couple tweaks to the approvals to run by you for your consideration. They this afternoon did modify the request a bit. The request for the siding on the freezer and the changes to the fencing and gate on the rear of the property. Ms. Maxwell, the property owner, is on, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe their intent is to withdraw that portion of their request. And so their request is focused on the porch extension and removal of that this evening.
Okay.
The porch extension actually has already been removed. I discussed that with Ms. Maxwell this afternoon. She understands that, well, I'll let her kind of explain a little bit more about it as far as its history, the condition that it was in. She's well aware that if you were to decide that porch extension shouldn't be removed, that it will have to be restored in some way. But Ms. Maxwell is on Zoom this evening, and probably be appropriate to let her present her application.
Okay. Hello.
Hi. This is weird being on Zoom. Sorry I couldn't be there. Our architect's not in the audience, is he? Because I don't see him on. Okay. So I don't know if Ryan, if you guys can see the pictures that I sent to Ryan earlier, the green, the original building when we bought it, you can see the wing on the left side was, yeah, right there. That wing that's not underneath the porch was added in about 2005-ish. They think it's about, our builder thinks it's about 20 years old, because underneath that was treated framing. So we kind of went back and forth with it. It's like, do we really want it on there? Because it looks odd to us that that was even put on there, because in the very original building, when it was a house, that part was not on it. So, and then the spindles all are mismatched on there. So what we did is we wanted to obviously get the porch done before it started to snow a lot more. So they just took everything off the framing, the foundation, and redid it, and then left the end cap. They can add it back if needed, if you guys don't approve it tonight. But we had all the spindles custom made, like remade, so they all match each other. And we would like to not add it back, just because I feel like it looks bizarre, like it's not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And then there's another picture that we took, that I had taken today, that was the picture of what it looks like right now with it off of there. And then I don't know if Ryan has the old house picture that shows that the
Yeah, yeah, we
porch
do.
was
You can
not
pull
on
those
there
up.
as well.
Yep.
Right.
What's that? It's clear.
Okay, so,
I'm trying to pull that up.
But yeah, that's okay. So go ahead and just. Well,
There you go.
that's yeah, well,
oh, there we go. Okay.
so that's
Oh, yeah.
more recent, but before that, so go ahead.
That was the White House restaurant, I believe.
We had a historic one that was.
Yep.
up
There you go.
Yeah,
Yep.
that one.
That's really
Yeah.
neat. That's
There we
really
go, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we got here.
Any questions, John?
I have no questions but I do have a comment that I love your observation that looks weird, because it does look weird.
Mhm.
And we weren't
Yeah.
gonna force it to make you change it, but so glad
Uh-huh.
you recognize that yourself, because
Oh,
it's
good.
the perfect thing to do, in my opinion.
Mhm.
No
Yeah,
question.
I mean,
Look
we
first.
would love it because it's extra table space, but it's just, I couldn't get past it. I was like, it looks like a weird wing that's not supposed to be there.
Good.
Yeah.
Keith?
No questions.
Laura?
I just want to understand the process. You're taking that porch down, you're requesting to take that down?
It already has been taken down. The only
Okay,
thing
I
not
thought I
taken
saw
down,
noth- I didn't see anything on the house this afternoon, so just.
it was
confirm.
already, it was just so they jacked the roof up and kept that, like the roof part is all the same. It was just the foundation was coming off of the building. So they jacked that all up, and then
There you go.
Mhm.
That's it.
Oh,
Um, just redid the foundation and the flooring and we're redoing, all the railings and then the spindles. So it's
Oh,
just
it
really
does
for
look-
the,
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Yep.
Hey, Allison, I don't know if you heard their feedbacks. You're not in the room, but they're all nodding, saying that your project looks so much better than what was there before.
oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
We're trying. It was quite the project, but yeah, it'll be nice when it's done.
You good, Laura?
I'm good. Thank you.
Darnett?
Yep.
Thank you. Just to emphasize, I walk by there quite a bit, and so it does look 10 times better already. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Thanks for everything you're doing, for sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, would someone like to make a motion regarding the porch?
Sure. I'll just motion away. I move to approve the comprehensive renovation plans for 149 Griffith Street in accordance with the plans and details submitted within the application materials.
Okay, Laura seconds. Any discussion, further discussion?
Yeah, so I would just clarify, I mean, that motion was based, so the application that was submitted included beyond just the porch. And Ms. Maxwell, I'm correct, right, that you're not asking for approval any longer of the fence work or the siding in the rear?
No, well,
Oh.
the fence work, the gate, I'm sorry, the
Allison?
architect put this
Al-
together, so I guess I'm confused of what's on here.
Yeah.
The gate part,
Allison?
yeah. Oh, I don't know what's happening. It says some calling or something.
Right, these are
Somebody's chiming in.
modifications. Yeah.
Hi,
Oh, there
this
you
is
go.
Chris Nelson. I'm from Troy Nelson Architect. Sorry, I had a hard time with the Zoom, so I'm calling in.
Oh, there he is. Good. Thank you, Chris.
Yep. Yep. So I just wanted to try and jump in on the fence part. So in the submission that you've got, they've kind of decided due to budget constraints, they don't want to do the fence part that we've included in this submission today, but they're going to do the fence that was previously approved, is my understanding,
Yeah,
which is just a simple fence with a gate.
yes, correct.
Yep. And not doing the siding along the freezer at this point.
No, we might revisit it
Correct.
maybe in the spring, but right now, just because of how far over budget we are gonna put that on hold.
Okay, just for the HTC members, want to make sure that your motion is clear that you're only approving the removal of the porch extension portion of the application.
Thank you.
And just Ryan, just so that I can clarify, that doesn't negate the approval that we already have on the fence and gate in the back area already, right?
Correct, correct, yeah. You're withdrawing your request for modifications to your, right, yep, that prior approval will still stand related to the fence and the freezer, correct.
All right, let me
Yep,
try this
okay,
again.
perfect.
How about this? Move to approve the removal of the porch extension as discussed.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that again.
Okay, any further discussion? Okay, all in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, opposed? None. Motion passes.
All right.
Terrific. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so now we're on to annual election of officers.
Yes, Mr. Vice Chair. So your rules of procedure require that you elect a chair, vice chair, and secretary, which is an interesting position
Okay.
for this board annually in November. So we're in November. So it's up to the board to have a discussion on who you would like to elect to those positions. Your rules of procedures don't have a specific set of rules related to what a secretary should do, but perhaps that'd be maybe an extra set of eyes to make sure that those minutes are extra correct, maybe before they come to your meeting or something along those lines. If there is, I did ask Chair Straker if somebody were to nominate him, if he had interest in continuing to serve as chair, he said he would be willing to, but certainly it's within the purview of the board to make that decision. So,
Okay. Well, I would nominate Chair Straker to be chair again.
I second that.
All right, that was
That was easy.
Well,
Yes, for not being here.
that's typically what happens, yeah.
You guys are doing such a good job.
They can separate them if they want, yeah.
Right.
All right. So
I am not gonna be here, so as soon as my house sells, I'm gone. So, I will not be vice chair anymore, but,
I nominate Keith Patterson for vice chair.
there you go.
Second that.
Second that.
I would agree with that. What do you think?
I'm the backup.
Yeah.
All right, I'll do it.
Good.
And we'll be very happy.
And then who is our current secretary? I didn't even know we had one.
yeah, and I don't know that you do necessarily. I don't know that we've been able to find it, but
But I thought his name was Ryan.
yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, we teamwork it here, so.
It's a requirement to have it filled if there's no job description.
It's in your rules of procedure to establish one annually, so I don't think it's gonna hurt to have one, and if there's
two of
some
you.
duty that arises.
I nominate Laura Godfrey.
I nominate, who's the guy that's not here?
Well-
Yes.
That is.
Yes,
classic.
perfect.
Well, is that the number three in the event that the
Raise your hand
chair and
first.
vice chair aren't able? Does the secretary run it, or do we know anything about that?
You know, I'd have to look at your rules of procedure a little bit closer. Typically, if a chair and a vice chair isn't present, then the board that's present at the meeting will just, set a temporary chair for that specific meeting is typically how you would do it, but
So it has to be filled, or can we elect to leave it vacant?
I think your rules of procedure require that you as elected
Okay.
secretary annually, so.
Okay,
I think we're good.
all right. He wasn't here. That's what he gets.
That's what he
Good,
gets.
good call.
Absolutely.
Good
That's-
call.
Well,
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
William Dunn.
He'll probably well.
So if somebody could just, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
so somebody's willing to make a motion with all those positions and second it, and then you can all vote on one altogether and we'd be good to go.
Garn?
No, you should, yeah, oh, to keep my roll, okay, let's see,
You're good.
so.
There's a sample here
So-
too for you.
oh,
if
is
you
there?
need
Oh, I
it.
missed
Yeah,
that.
Page
I was gonna
24,
have to
yeah.
come up with it off the top of my head, thank God. Okay, all right,
Here's my name,
All
in
right.
case you forgot.
all right. Motion to elect Tim Straker as chair. Keith Patterson, sorry, as vice chair. And,
William?
oh, is it William?
William Donahue,
Donahue as
yep.
secretary of the Historic District Commission.
Okay, can I get a second?
I'll second.
Okay, any further discussion? All right, all in favor, say yes?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion passed.
All right, there you go. And you have your officers
Yeah.
for another year, or a year, I should say, so.
Perfect.
All righty,
Perfect.
moving on. Ryan, do we have any administrative approvals or any updates?
Not for this month, Mr. Chair.
Communication, we had this note from Tim.
Mm-hmm,
A wonderful note.
yeah, that's
Yep.
very good.
Yep. And, did that get shared with,
Mr. Fossen?
yes,
Yeah, I didn't directly send it to him. I'm happy to, if there's a request to, I know, the chair and I'm sure other members saw some of the correspondence out there, concerns that folks maybe had about your decision at last month's meeting and Chair Straker wanted in his absence, at least, kind of explain a little bit.
yeah, that
further,
makes
so,
sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
He sent me a picture of his artwork.
Yeah, we got, I think we all got
Oh,
one.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful, but again, it's not what he was,
Yeah.
he wasn't painting a photograph, he was painting a painting, so.
Yeah.
And then my question regarding that is, he's not done anything to remove it?
Mhm.
What, is there a timeline that he has to do that within, or?
So, yeah, so after your meeting, I followed up with the property manager and the owner and, put in writing essentially what your decision was and the reasoning for it, and as well as a link to the video that kind of supported, your reasoning and discussion, because the owner wasn't here, so that way they could understand. Both, acknowledged, your, denial of their requests and that the mural needed to be removed. And so they're working on trying to find, the right kind of contractor to work on, the paint and epoxy issues and not damage the, brick. So I'm giving them some space and time to, work through that, but it's in progress and,
Okay.
I have asked me, so I'll be conducting regular follow-up and making sure that it's moving along in a reasonable fashion. certainly.
Okay.
So,
Does,
Okay.
does that include, is that discussion included, whatever treatment is done there, if it's probably gonna look new. The brick is gonna look newer. Will you have to do the whole side? To make it all uniform?
Well, I think that's, we'll have to talk with the contractor and see what they're able to do and kind of take it, I think, piece by piece. I mean, your historic district ordinance essentially says you have to restore it to the condition that was in prior. But I can certainly understand that concern that there may be a difference in
It's
look or
gonna be
appearance.
Shoot for another.
It's gonna be an issue, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Ryan, who pays for that now?
The owner.
The owner of the building? Was the owner aware that he was gonna start painting on that building?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
I
Yeah.
got the impression that he was not.
He was not.
The
Oh,
owner
really?
Didn't know he was gonna paint on the building?
Not that fast, not that soon, not before approval. That's the impression I
Oh,
got.
interesting.
I saw the guy starting, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
And it was like, in 3 days, it was already out of control.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what you're gonna let that unfold and see what happens.
Yep, we'll stay on it. And I know the owner was, apologetic and certainly like everyone and including the project manager, we all, I think, care deeply about the aesthetics and character of the community and they're gonna take, conduct due care, so.
Right.
One more comment on that. So we've got a weather kind of issue too. I mean, there's a window of time in which to get that done, right?
Probably so. Yep. So,
Which you're factoring in, I'm sure.
And it's not time dependent, in my opinion, like, it's just something, it's unfortunate, that. I know it's come up before, but do we have a mechanism for letting new property owners know that we exist and that they shouldn't do things like this before checking with us?
well.
The windows included, other things that have been done there.
Yep. Yeah, so at your last couple of meetings, it's come up that, when we've had some retroactive approval issues and just general wanting to get the word out. And so I actually kind of dug through some old files and found kind of some past like educational materials that were I think past HDCs went through similar issues and there was kind of waves of time where these things were coming up. And so there's kind of a baseline of materials that we can get out there. I mean, essentially, I think it's going to be a combination of some press. Certainly we can do some, some social media pieces, but, fortunately, we run into these issues even on the zoning side, right? Folks aren't necessarily aware that they may need or may not need a zoning permit for certain items. So I think we're gonna have to work together and brainstorm. Think through some ideas. The other point that came up was at least sending a letter to current property owners as a friendly reminder. So, like I said, we already have the work done. I mean, as far as this is the district and these are the guidelines, there's actually some materials that kind of explain, give some maybe advice. We'll let you review all of that. We'll set over the winter when it's a little slower, we can send that information out to at least all the property owners and we can encourage current property owners to, hey, if you pass this piece of property on to the next person, please at least let them know.
Sure.
Because I think it is quite common. There's a lot of folks that buy property and they're not like quite sure. And you work in the real estate industry, I'm sure, maybe there's a way that we can work with realtors too. So,
People, but I
Yeah.
know.
Do other realtors?
No.
Are they educated? No. Who
I
was his
think-
realtor
I think
on
they,
that building? Do you know?
Lizingle.
Lizingo. She knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that they don't want to bring it up because
Yeah.
it can be a hassle,
Mhm.
to be honest with
True.
you.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, is it as simple as putting something in the tax bills that go out beginning of December? Maybe?
Yeah, bright colored reminder.
Yeah, I mean.
But
that would
is
save
that
on
too late at
postage.
that point? Maybe he wouldn't have received a tax bill. It's like a closing or something that
Yeah, well,
it's
yeah.
when it's at the
You get the
beginning.
notice of assessment in the beginning of the
Yeah,
year.
something at the beginning.
yeah, and we can very easily like isolate the historic district and get specific addresses of owners in the district and send them a direct mailing just on that, because the problem is the tax bills sometimes go to other people, or go to
Well, that's
banks
true, too.
and because
That's
there's
true.
escrow. And so it doesn't always make it to the owner themselves. Although sometimes our system, if folks don't let us know that, what their new addresses are, we don't always know either, but.
We really need to celebrate our successes. That restaurant is a great example.
I agree.
For years
I
to
agree.
come, that's been an eyesore. It's been a ramshackle kind of historic property that is part of the fabric, but now it's gonna be really nice.
They're doing
Yeah.
such a nice
Just
job.
thinking the same.
Yeah.
Great example.
Such a nice job.
And they did everything right. I mean, like. They were letting those spindles hang there, you know, they had to replace the deck and it was obvious that was rotted. But they kept all those. I mean, a lot of people wouldn't do that.
Yeah, she did a nice, they're doing a great job.
You guys had suggested at a prior meeting, maybe once a quarter or something like that, picking a
Yeah.
property that did a really good job, in the last quarter and could highlight them in the commercial record in the city's e-news blast. I mean, there's
That
different
would be
ways
a
we can
good
do
one
it.
to
So
do, and then think back to past ones, but
Yeah.
they're new to town. It's a good way to welcome them.
Mhm.
They're gonna really, really make a difference here. I know they're gonna be a success.
Yeah,
That's,
yeah,
I agree. Terrific.
okay.
Very good.
Any other commission comments? Good.
The email that we just did get, how do we want to handle that?
Oh, is this
Oh, well,
regarding
yeah,
the
that's a good
hinges?
question.
Hinges? Is
Yeah.
that what it is?
Did you review that, Ryan, yet, or have you seen it?
They just.
So, yeah, so it was forwarded to me, just prior to the meeting. I haven't had a chance to dig into it. So we'll review it. I'll get with the chair. I know that there were some changes during the project and looking at hinges and some issues with what was there and being able to replicate that. So I'll circle back to the chair and then we can report back to you guys next month.
That
Type
sounds
of
good.
hinge is available in
What's that?
castings. You can replace those. I did it on a home that I owned.
Okay.
So
Good to know.
they are.
What is it? What was it called? You said?
He had a specific name. I didn't know what it was, but
Okay.
I just found him online.
Okay.
Who responds to that email? I mean, I think it was great that he reached out and very carefully outlined his concerns, so.
Hmm.
Does Tim then respond, or do you, Ryan? or-
Yeah, typically, well, we'll work it out with the chair. Yeah, I mean, a lot of times it's staff, but
People probably
sometimes
want to.
so.
Yeah, I mean, it was
Yep.
really well thought out and it
Yeah.
was just something that was a concern that he noticed and had, and I thought that it made a lot of sense, so.
Agreed. Okay.
He is we do need a replacement for Nico.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, Garnet, we gonna need a replacement for you too?
Yes, you will, from council.
Every time I go on my walks, I'm thinking, who can we get to do this? I've asked a few people, and they've said no. So
Mhm.
maybe this guy with his passion,
It's a good idea.
yeah, would be, so that I think Tim would be a good person
Yeah, I
to do that.
agree. That makes perfect sense.
Great idea.
Perfect.
Okay.
Good.
Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn. I'll just
Yes.
do all the motions today.
All in favor, say yes?
Yes.
All righty.
All right.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
I second. All right, good job.
Thank you.
We're gonna miss you.
Well,